What went wrong with Shane Waldron and the Chicago Bears? A developing story is going around that Shane Waldron did not even watch film with Caleb Williams. I want to talk about what went wrong with Shane Waldron and the Chicago Bears. Let's get right into it. Look, a lot of people are misunderstanding here. Shane Waldron has always been good at X's and O's. You don't turn Geno Smith into a 4,000-yard passer without knowing a lot about the ins and outs of the NFL and calling plays. But something was missing there. He did not hold players accountable, and the success he had with 30-year-old Geno Smith did not translate to developing a rookie quarterback in the NFL. But look, Waldron was bad enough on his own. We don't need to make up stories to make the situation worse than it really was. He failed to hold players accountable. He failed to develop Caleb Williams. He failed to establish an identity on this offense, and he just failed as an offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. I've waited 24 hours on this one and did some research behind the scenes, reached out to people I know, and look, Shane Waldron did watch tape with Caleb Williams. I'm not sure what to say to anyone telling you otherwise, but look, it is possible that Caleb wanted to watch more tape and that he needed additional resources that Waldron didn't provide. Of course, that's very possible and almost seems probable with a guy who wants to win as bad as Caleb Williams. It's also very possible that Waldron's communication with Caleb just wasn't good enough. Honestly, Caleb reaching out for more help studying film just shows what kind of a competitor he is. But at the end of the day, Shane Waldron and the Chicago Bears just were not a good match. Everyone around the NFL said that Waldron was great with X's and O's. But to me, the problem came with personalities. Waldron just did not have the personality to succeed in Chicago or to develop a rookie quarterback. He was not a good enough communicator for Caleb Williams, and I think we were all fooled by Shane Waldron. He still had a ton of success in Seattle, and I don't think Waldron is a terrible coach. But the biggest difference between Waldron and a guy like Ben Johnson is the ability to communicate and hold players accountable. Both guys are very smart when it comes to X's and O's, but coaching in the NFL takes more than just knowledge. The phrase that's thrown around too much is leader of men. And as much as I dislike that phrase, it is what matters here. Ben Johnson is a leader of men. Shane Waldron is simply not. And that's something I think a lot of fans don't understand when it comes to coaches, and why I don't spend too much time speculating. With players, it's simple. You can turn on the film, study the tape, and find out what kind of a player he is. But with coaches, especially assistant coaches, even watching tape does not show you what kind of coach they are. Most of the best coaching in the NFL is done off camera, in training camp, behind the scenes, and during practices. And those are things you can't study on film. And that's why in the NFL, sometimes it's impossible to know which coaches are actually really good and which ones just manage to get by. Last year, the biggest indictment against us hiring Waldron were comments from Seahawks rookie wideout Jackson Smith and Jigba, who questioned Waldron's ability to coach. I overlooked the comment myself. A rookie wide receiver who isn't happy in the NFL, that happens more often than not. But JSN seemed to be onto something here. But the bottom line is the Shane Waldron era is over. He fooled us all. And I was as excited as anyone when we hired the guy. For the Bears, he checked all of the boxes that we needed. We hadn't had an experienced play caller in a long time, and Waldron was the top one available. Most likely the best OC candidate we still could have hired to work underneath Matt Eberflus. But in retrospect, maybe anyone else would have been better other than Shane Waldron. But at the end of the day, it all led to us landing Ben Johnson to coach this team and him assembling one of the best coaching staffs I've seen on the Bears in my lifetime. So I'm just glad we finally got it right. And honestly, I don't think any of us want to talk about Shane Waldron anymore. Thanks to everybody who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. I have a ton more content on the way. And until next time, bear down.